Shalom, Yashrala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson, which is, I happen to just read an article, which I'm not going to pull the article up. I'm not going to show it on my screen. And I'm going to watch how I speak in this video because we don't want to get it flagged for whatever. But nevertheless, this was an article basically talking about how, I'm trying to see how I'm going to word it. You had basically some grown men, right, that was basically dancing on these little children, right, and how they were pushing and promoting this. Now, the people in the room, now, this wasn't like some dude just being like a what they would call a creeper or something like that, which is crazy because, if he was a so-called straight dude, they would call him a creeper or something like that. But this is what we're dealing with nowadays. But nevertheless, he's in a room with some little children, all right, with a child, like they have it at like a bachelorette party and they have the chick sitting down and they got all the male strippers dancing up on her. This was basically that, but on a child, right? Now, there was multiple different cases of this, all right? And now you have them with these little parades and gatherings, and they're bringing their children down. They had a little girl posing next to a straight-up naked dude beside her, right? But again, because they're part of a certain community, everybody's smiling, laughing, and promoting these things. And if you say anything about it, you're a bad person, all right? But then, and the irony of all of this stuff is the fact of the matter is you just had this whole R. Kelly situation where everybody's in the outrage over what R. Kelly was doing. Not to say that what he was doing was right or anything like that, but if you mad about what R. Kelly was doing, how can you not be mad about what this is, this situation here? All right. They talk about R. Kelly with, I think the girl was like 14 or something, right? How about these children that we're talking about are half that age, if not younger than that? All right. So this is just straight crazy. You imagine bringing your child to a damn strip club, man, and I can't even, man. But nevertheless, all right, and this is highly disturbing in the fact of the matter that they push these agendas, and a lot of these things happen in school settings where they'll have these type of days. They have a term for this, basically, D-Day, right? Like if you go take your car to the drag strip, it's pretty much something like that. But nevertheless, they have these days where they push and promote these things for these children at the schools, all right? Elementary school kids have these people come out here and read them books. And the books are about their type of lifestyle and things like that, and telling these kids is all these things are fine and everything else like that, pushing and promoting these things, man. All right, where's the outrage of these parents out here that's like, yo, man, we outraged right now, seeing like these straight women of age just walking around with these damn yoga pants on, showing their whole damn body, all right? And you got little children walking around, man, all right? You know what I'm saying? And not to mention that, you have not only that, you have these teenage girls, right, wearing the same shit in the grocery store with their parents. You know what I'm saying? And not even that, you even have the smaller ones. But don't nobody say anything about these types of things, like when they're pushing these agendas on your children, but yet and still, they make a big deal out of R. Kelly. I'm like, y'all don't realize that they're programming your children for this here scenario, man. All right. But nevertheless, this is, a kid is like a sponge. A child is a sponge. They only know what they're being taught. All right. So, just like, you find a kid's favorite cartoon, favorite food, and this and that. You had to teach him about those things, man. He wasn't born out the womb saying, oh, I like raviolis, right? Somebody had to give him raviolis first and tell him, oh, you like raviolis. This is your favorite food and everything else like that, man. And then they were like, yeah, I know. So nevertheless, dealing with this here scenario, man, it's just, hey, this is so far gone. But nevertheless, this is the condition of the place where we're at. All right. And, this kind of came up into the conversation on our live the other day where we was talking about, we seek a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right. Because the brother Ariel was speaking about these things. We love all these different things and everything else like that. But nevertheless, all these things are in wickedness. And so let me read the verse real quick. Micah 2:10 says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction. And so, like, what the brother was saying is like, we love certain things, we love like, women and having families and children and things like that. But hey, man, everything here is tainted, man. You have kids or whatever, some brothers have children and things like that, especially little small children. And you got to think about this type of stuff, man. You send your kid to school And you so busy with life trying to keep the lights on and pay the bills and everything like that, you don't really know what the hell kind of shit that they pushing it, the agendas they're pushing inside your school, or what story time is going to be like, who's the guest at story time, and what they're going to be, how they're going to be dressed when they get there and everything else like that, man. I remember back in my days, it was an outrage if you had that one young teacher. We're not talking about men, right? In this conversation, we're talking about the young female teachers and things like that. That was the biggest. Oh no, she look a little young. She's under the age of 45 or 50. She's too young to be working in here. We know what those types of things lead to and everything else like that. To the teachers, getting younger than that and wearing, not to say like revealing clothes and things like that, but just things that we all had it. The majority of our teachers was all old ass ladies anyway, right? But nevertheless, you see somebody's like, damn, like a woman you would see in the streets, that could be a distraction to children. That used to be the biggest thing that was going on back in those days. And maybe some of the girls sport coaches may have been doing something to them girls and things like that. That was like the worst thing you had to deal with or worry about your kid going to school with, maybe getting picked on, bullied, and fighting. But nowadays, like I said, man, you got to worry about sending your kid to school, all right, and them being read story time, all right, quote unquote, by the drag strip, right? We'll use that term, right? And you got these people that's, again, grown men, right? And then you had this dude in some shorts that was way too short for any woman to be wearing, let alone for a man to be wearing. And over here, looked like he was performing in the damn Cardi B WAP video type of shit, man. All right, bro, come on, man. But you can't say nothing about this, man. This is what the scriptures. Hey, man, this place is polluted, man. All right, we got to get, man. You know what I'm saying? Carnally, we wanting kids and things like this is what the brother was going into. We want kids and families and women and things like that. But man, you don't know what's going to happen. One day it's like this and the next day it's something completely different. You got your wife or something like that. And then now all of a sudden she's tainted because of social media. Now she's constantly on social media and things like that and constantly needing to get this, how they call it, not acceptance, acknowledgement, attention from these men and getting likes on her pictures and things like that. Whereas she's not fulfilled by your attention and your affection and things like that. So she needs to constantly be having her head blown up by the social media likes and the things like that, man. All right. That's one thing that, that could ruin your marriage and things like that. People constantly sliding in her DMs. You have kids out here, man. It's polluted. You can't even send them to school where if a kid was doing certain things. Again, another thing in my school, when I was going to school, was like, they had the little, the shorts and the dress test, like when the chicks couldn't wear shorts or dresses that was too short, if they had to put their hands down by their sides, and if, their fingertips, the shit had to be longer than their fingertips if they had their hands by their side or over their knees and things like that, man. All right. But nowadays, again, these kids can go to school dressed up like whatever, however, no matter how revealing and things. And then they wondering why, oh man, I don't even want to go with this. When you're dealing with these children and the things that they're doing to these kids, man, this is straight wickedness, man. You got to think about, bro, it's crazy. You used to hear these stories about back in the olden days. Oh, they was touching all the kids in church and they was doing all this and that and so on and so forth. Well, now it's at your local schools, man. All right. And not only that, this is part of the curriculum. All right. This is part of the studies and things like that, man. All right. So anything that you can have in this here place, man, it's all polluted. All right. This whole place is destroyed, man. All right. Let me read this again. Micah 2:10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. All right, this ain't the place for you to sit here and get comfortable and enjoy your life here, man. All right, this place is going to make you, especially if you're a man of the Lord, man, this place is going to make you just hate the stench of this place, man. All right, everything here is straight abominations, man. There ain't nothing righteous on this whole fucking soil over here except for the scriptures and the men of the Lord, man. Everything else has got to be burnt the hell up, man. All right, because again, look, where's these parents of these kids that's got their kids in school seeing this shit? Why they not outraged? How come they don't just all pull their kids up out of school and say, well, there ain't enough kids in school, so we're gonna stop funding this, this school with the governmental funds and things like that? If they really wanted something to stop, they could stop it all, man. All right, they just had recently, and again to show how this so-called community, all right, has way more power over the majority of the people, even if it benefits them. They're just pushing their agenda. You had your boy Dave Chappelle recently, all right, was supposed to go back to one of his old schools or something like that and donate some money or get like a new building built or facility, some shit like that, like a building built for the school for I think like acting or something like that, right? Which would help out those kids who probably, oh, we want to do all these types of things. So it could help kids out, that want to walk down that path. Like if they had a shop class or automotive class, show you how to repair cars and things like that. It's helping kids get a more education. So when they leave school, they can get a job in that field or whatever. But nevertheless, all right, now, about the Dave Chappelle stand-up and how a certain community was supposedly outraged about these things and try to cancel him and everything and try to make him bow down to their demands. Well, come to find out, he was supposed to be doing this performance and charity thing at this here school, and you had two students that was so-called offended by his little stand-up special that they protested, and now that they so-called postponed it or called off the doggone the little charity fundraiser over two students. Now, let's just say this school, now I know that the school had more than 100 kids. Let's say that the school only had 100 kids, man. So 98% of the students there may have agreed with him, didn't have a problem with him, but because two of them, now these other 98 students is going to miss out on the potential of their future, a benefit in their future and things like that, man. All right, these certain resources and things like that, man. Again, looking at certain things in schools, I remember, again, going to school, there were certain things that was available in certain schools and that wasn't available in other schools. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, well, you in one of these little hood schools, y'all don't have, a shop class, a woodworking class, a welding class, a mechanics class, and things like that. Whereas, shit, you learn that in high school, you can get you a job right out of high school and you could be making some pretty decent money. But nowadays, like I said, with this here scenario going on with the Dave Chappelle situation, bro, all these kids may have not to say a messed up future, but, they could have possibly had an advantage over certain things. Lord willing, we ain't gonna be here that long anyway. But just the fucking principle of it all. All right, this goddamn shit that's spreading. All right, these agendas that's spreading and things like that is damaging every damn body, man. All right, they didn't have to put on no kind of show like that. But then you over here, how they say, stumping the growth of these kids' education over two students, man. All right, but nevertheless, what about the other 98 kids? All right, they don't matter. The other 98%, they don't matter. Only these two kids that just want to sit there and loudmouth certain things. Come on, man. All right, that's the type of shit that they'll have. Oh, there's one kid whose parent might have them. They don't even know. A lot of these people are adopting these children. All right, and just, bro, this is just straight child abuse, man. But you can't say nothing about it. But this is the place where we at, man. This is why we shouldn't be trying to make a sure home in this here place, man. All right, or try to invest too much into this place, man, or loving the world or loving this whole place, man, because this whole shit is polluted, man. This shit will drive you nuts, man. All right, like I said, man, I'd be thankful, one side, like, man, kind of wish I had some kids, this and that, but then on the other side, like, you know what, the water Habashimi I was shot for not allowing me to have no kids to this point, because I'd probably be flipping out if, what I'm saying, had some kids, some years back, now they going through the system, and this is what they go on to school and see, and this is what they being programmed with, and you can't say nothing about it. They want to take your kids, man. All right, but nevertheless, this is where we are. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword of destruction, man. All right, you want to try to say something about these types of things that's going on around your kids, and they want to taking your kids away from you, man. All right, they got all these, we're not going to talk about that case, but nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? They got these damn kids that's making these decisions on certain topics, but not other topics. Oh, these kids now have enough say-so to say whether or not they want to, let me try to word this correctly, get a body modification, put it that way. All right, these young kids have the right to say that they decide to have a body modification, but they ain't old enough to get a damn driver's permit. They ain't old enough to buy a lottery ticket. Ain't old enough to buy alcohol or a gun or tobacco because they're irresponsible. Ain't old enough to go into a strip club, but you can bring the strip club to the kids in elementary school. But you can't say nothing about this, man. This place is, man. Let me go to Ezekiel 9:4, man. All right, because this showing forth that that ultimately, man, everybody is with this wicked shit over here, man. Whether they, they'll openly say it or not, they'll be like, no, I ain't really with it. Well, why y'all ain't standing up and why y'all not saying nothing about these things? Why are y'all not moving to some kind of action, man? Like I said, pull your kids out of all them damn schools, and when they come and ask you about it, it's like, yo, dog, they got a damn strip club show going on in there around my kids, man. You got grown men over here dancing up on my kids and some shit that's too revealing for any woman to be wearing, man. Why is his big ass wearing all of this, man? All right, but nevertheless, Ezekiel 9:4 says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So now going into this word mark is going into, an exemption from judgment. All right, these men are not going to be judged like the rest of these people out here, man. All right, because, and then, not to say that everybody can be delivered from this destruction. Obviously, you got to be an Israelite and of the elect. But nevertheless, like, are we the only ones that sign and crying about this shit that's going on, man? All right, some people will sit here and sigh and cry over one thing. Oh, taxes is too high. But then when it comes to the damn strip club or strip show for your kids, oh, that's fine. Let them do whatever they want to go and do. They pick and choose what they want. All this shit's got to go. All right, all this is all just abominations on abominations on abominations, man. Everywhere you look, man, this shit is taxing on your soul, man. You can't even watch TV or cartoons or commercials without them playing these advertisements or having the characters like that, or even things that you used to watch as a kid. All right, now all of a sudden they got different renditions of these people. Now all of a sudden a cartoon you used to watch as a kid where the person on the screen never had a significant other. Now all of a sudden they got a significant other, but of the, you already know the whole Robin situation. All right, but nevertheless, hey man, this is where we at. All right, but nevertheless, because the rest of these people are continue to keep buying in on all these things, man. All right, just like how they want to protest Dave Chappelle and everything. Oh, we ain't buying this product, and we're gonna call up to the company, and if y'all don't do this, we're gonna boycott Netflix. Why y'all ain't doing this shit to Disney? Why y'all ain't doing this to all these other big companies and things like that, man? How come y'all ain't boycotting the school board and things like that, man? But you'll go and boycott some so-called black men over the things that they doing. Oh, y'all got to take R. Kelly's music off of all these streaming platforms and this and that because he's out here pissing on 14-year-old little girls. What about the nigga that's over there clapping them cheeks on a little 7-year-old little girl or a 7-year-old little boy, man? All right, you over, bro. These people have all got to, man, Most High is going to burn these niggas up, man. All right? But nevertheless, hey, man, let me just keep reading real quick. In verse 5, it says, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. All right? Don't have no pity on these niggas, man. All right? Because they was all with the shits, man. They was all with this, oh, fine, let them go do this, let them go do that. And they all, if this is what he want to do, that's what he want to do. All right, well, then tell that, if that nigga want to go get him a gun and go shoot somebody, you'll have a problem with that. Or we ain't even going to go that extreme. You'll tell your little son he can go do whatever he want. I know somebody like this, man. All right, they'll be like, yo, well, if he want to go do all this and that, let him do all that. I'm like, this is the shit you put in his mind. And you don't have that same energy about let him do whatever he want to go do because this nigga can't choose what the hell he want to eat for dinner. He want to eat some snacks or have some soda after a certain time or some chocolate after a certain time. No, you can't have no chocolate after this time. Oh, wait a minute. I thought you just told a nigga he can do whatever he want to go and do. All right, and I'm just, bro. Verse 6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. Hey, why the little kids got to be slayed? Because look what they programming all these kids to do anyway, man. If you leave them alone, they're going to grow up thinking all this shit is normal and everything because, wow, they didn't been getting striptease dances since they was fucking 5 years old. Of course the shit's gonna be normal unto them, man. All right, you talk to a lot of these damn what they call them victims that then got groomed and molested and shit. You know what I'm saying? You talk to them like, yo, nigga, you didn't realize something was wrong the whole time? Like, nah, I just thought this was normal. I thought this was what we were supposed to be doing. Like, yo, nah, oh man, it was an Oprah show one day that was going on where they was talking about this girl who grew up what they call SRA, all right, satanic ritual abuse. She was telling Oprah about how the shit that her family used to do to her and everything else like that. You know what I'm saying? She was basically getting done wrong by everybody in her damn family. And Oprah was scratching her head like, bitch, you didn't know this shit was wrong? She was like, nah, I thought everybody did this. I thought every family did all of these things and so on and so forth. So saying that to say this, you didn't raise them up that way the whole time. They're going to think it's all normal. So that's why, hey, even these kids got to go, man. All right. But, and look, just switching it up a little bit, you got these damn little kids that's tatting up their damn faces and everything because they seen everybody around them from when they growing up like this. They're like, I thought it was normal to tat your face up. Then when they get around older folks and they looking at them like they damn criminals and shit, like, why everybody judging me like this and that? Like, bitch, because you ain't normal. All right. But nevertheless, verse 6 says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. But, and another thing, a lot of these... Man, Esau done a number on us, man. Got the real men up out of the households, man. All right, emasculated a lot of the men and took the power away from the men. They can't even see their child, can't raise their child, can't discipline their child. And now all these children are being raised by single mothers. And when all these things start happening and everything else like that, because the mama didn't, she didn't pass the time of her prime and hitting the wall and shit. She ain't getting the attention like she used to get the attention when she was younger. she's gonna find a new way to get that attention. And if she can use her child, sacrifice her child in a certain type of way, oh, ain't he cute or she cute? And what they doing, oh, we support this and that, and you're such a strong mom for doing this and doing, and then she's getting that same attention, man. All right, but nevertheless, hey, man, this is what we've become, man. All right, and Esau is using our people to push and promote this shit, man. All right, but nevertheless, it says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they begin at the ancient men which were before the house. Hey, man. Yeah, because you old enough to know better, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if a little 10-year-old kid go do some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, put a firecracker in the mailbox and you catch him, hey, you yell at the kid or whatever, whatnot, get your ass, but if this is an old man, somebody 50-something years old, 60 years old, 70 years old doing some shit like that, you'd be like, yo, bro, you too old to be doing some shit like this, man. You supposed to know better, man. You supposed to say something, man. These young motherfuckers don't know what the hell they got going on or what this is going to lead to and so on and so forth. That's one of the things that I be thinking at my age now. I'm like, yo, I done seen enough in my life to know what this is going to grow into. Some of y'all younger folks, and like, you work with some of these folks that's just now getting out of high school in their early 20s and shit like that, thinking that this is how life is supposed to be. Oh, no, this is snap. Like, y'all have no idea y'all being brainwashed because this is the new shit y'all growing up under, and y'all think that this is how it's supposed to be. But no, they just leading y'all astray. Y'all going to realize in about 10, 20, 30 years that you've been led astray and your whole life is horrible now, man. All right, but hey, this is why, what I'm saying, we were supposed to have, how you say, your elders, all right, supposed to be teaching the younger generations. But hey, they didn't brought the men out of the household, the fathers out of the household. And now, you know what I'm saying, you're a grandma now at 30, 40 years old. All right, now she out there clapping them cheeks in the club, with her daughter and her granddaughter, man. All right, but hey, this is where we at now, man. This place is polluted, man. This place needs to be destroyed, man. Let me, let me go from there to, I will close out. Where's that at? This just came up. Isaiah 3, I think it is. Or it might be 12. No, here it is right here. Isaiah 3 and 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy path. All right, and I just was basically going into that, man. All right, man. We're supposed to have some type of authoritative figure. All right, somebody with some damn sense to know what's going on around the house. Just like when you younger, all right, if your parents left you at home to be babysitted by your sibling or your cousin that's 2 years older than you, y'all 5 and 7, all right, of course y'all gonna run around the house doing whatever y'all want to go and do, especially if your parents work overnight. They're gonna stay up as late as they want, eat whatever they want, be on the game all damn night and so on and so forth. For those kids, right? But at the same time, you got somebody older that's supposed to know better. Like, yo, dog, it's too late. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Y'all over here trying to eat, cook. Get your ass in the bed. But no, now we have, you know what I'm saying? Esau, for one, is leading our people astray, just like back in the garden, using our women to do the same thing and to sell it down to our kids to destroy our nation, man. And look what you got going on, man. All right, and then you can't say nothing about it, man. All right, you got your wife or your baby mama who's a goddamn Instagram thought because she needs some attention and shit because her parents was working all the goddamn time, never showed her no attention or no love and affection. So now she's, she grew up in this new era and stuff. Now she's on social media getting all these likes and everything like that off your little Facebook and shit like that. Now she has kids. All right, what the hell you think she's going to be doing with her kids, man? All right, but hey, these people have got to go, man. These people have to go. It says, and they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy path. You see these little, they call them the beauty pageants for these little bitty girls and stuff like that. I'm like, bruh, they ain't even old enough to be in grade school, let alone middle school. Why y'all got these little girls dressed up with all this makeup on and these provocative outfits? Who the fuck is judging these kids, man? Who's looking at these kids saying, that's the cutest kid, the most beautiful, the most sexiest? Who the fuck even is allowing this, man? Like, why can't we ain't got no common sense here or what they doing to these children? But again, like I said, they all outraged over R. Kelly and shit like that. Not to say what R. Kelly was doing was right, but if y'all mad about him doing that to a 14-year-old, the kids I'm talking about is half this age, man. All right, but nevertheless, this is where we at right now. All right, it says, and they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy path. You wonder what's going to happen with the next generation, man. All right, man. We are so far gone, man. All right. This is 2 Peter chapter 3. All right, because this is what the brother wound up saying. Um, I'm gonna just read it from up here, but nevertheless, from 10, from verse 10, because ultimately this is how this place got to go, man. This is all gonna be turned into missile food, and this is the damn reason why, man. All right, from things like this, and ain't nobody got the balls to say nothing about these things, man. Where the real fathers at? Where the real men at? All right, everybody, man. These men are more like these women nowadays, wanting all these social media likes and views and everything else like that. Where the fathers at? Where the parents at, man? All right, where the people standing for righteousness? There ain't nobody standing for righteousness except for the men of the Lord. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. All right, these niggas out here partying and up and having a little strip tease showing your kids elementary school library and shit. All right, and they're going to be wiped away in the midst of all that, man. In which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things should be dissolved, what manner of person ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness? How should you be carrying yourself, man? These people are all out here ha and kikiing and promoting and pushing all these things and bringing their kids down to these the community's little parades and stuff like that, where they got half naked people walking or fully naked people walking down the street. All right, grown men and grown women in all leather outfits on their hands and knees, walking them like dogs and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, and this is what y'all pushing and promoting. Y'all got y'all kids out here with in this type of stuff, man. All right, but nevertheless, this is what we got going on. It says, seeing all these things should be dissolved, what manner of person ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness? All right, verse 12. Here's the point. It says, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So, hey, that's when the missiles come touch down. Verse 13. All right. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Salakia. And that's what we over here waiting on, man. All right. A new rulership, a new way of life, man. This shit is boy, this is. I ain't never thought that this thing could get this bad. We seeing some stuff that you didn't even know would even be possible. If you told somebody 10 years ago you would be having striptease shows in your kids' elementary school library, you'd be like, bro, we got to call the police on your ass for even having a thought like that, bro. There's something wrong with you, man. You over there luring kids into the candy shop type of shit. You know, that's the way they used to think. But nowadays, oh, you're a great upstanding citizen if you're going to go out there and, you know, put in your best striptease show for the little elementary school kids, man. Or if you say something about it, we got to throw you up out the school and take your kids away, man. All right. But nevertheless, man, this place has got to go, man. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that rule well. And citation, much love for you. I can push in the truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.